Hi, this is Emily Iannelli. I am very concerned about the future, especially for my son. It seems we're living in a time that defies reality. Uh, it seems like there's two populations in this country, and we're divided like I've never seen this before. How divided a nation we are. I'm not gonna get into politics because I'm very vocal through my social media, but I'm going to tell you something about my own personal opinion. What's happening in Washington is disgraceful. And we got two parties pitted against each other. And I believe one of those parties is loyal to the Constitution and respects the rule of law, while the other party does not show any respect for the Constitution and certainly is not following the rule of law. They serve at the beck and call of the president. The other party is trying to rein him in because he is out of control. I've never seen a president in my entire life that behaves like him. And we, as a nation, is suffering because of it. We're losing respect by our ally countries. World leaders do not know how to regard this president. They have no idea what the future holds with respect to policies between these ally countries and the United States. And I find that I, as a citizen, have my own rights to express my feelings. And it's been well known that my opinions are my opinions, and I have every right to express them. And some of my friends are at odds with my personal opinions. And I have to respect their opinions, and I would assume they will respect my opinions. I'm not posting deliberately to incite anger or set off arguments. That is not my motivation. My motivation is to express my feelings because I feel that our country is very much in dire straits regarding our democracy. And I have my son that I worry about and his future and the future of all the generations and the young today. And children are very impressionable. And when they see a president acting like a child, tweeting up storms of lies, not being accountable for his actions, what are we saying to these children? How are teachers in the classroom communicating to these children to show them that there's a decorum that must be set? And when you take office, the most important office that affects world decisions, you need a president who can do that. And it seems to me that our president is not able to. And that is why we have these impeachment proceedings, because this president has violated the Constitution. And now, however you interpret that, I read and I see And I'm not blindsided by this president's lies. And I refuse to be blindsided by his lies. Now, I don't know why there is half of our population that fully supports him and believes he's telling the truth. I'm not going to criticize or condemn, but I am in total shock and disbelief that I can see the truth, yet others blindly accept the lies. And it's unfortunate that this president has a possibility, a high possibility or probability of winning a second term. And that is beyond my comprehension. And what message are we sending to our young in school who are impressionable? That you can get away with lying, with stonewalling, with cover-ups and conspiracies, with absolute recklessness of the law and an unwillingness to understand the Constitution, and to become president for your own personal agenda, and to hire a good part of your family to serve roles in the White House and conduct foreign policy and domestic policy, and have a corrupt politician or former politician attorney represent you in a shakedown of a political opponent or prospective political opponent? What message are we sending to our youth? That they can get away with lying and manipulating the truth? Is that the message we want to send to our children? I'm a parent, and I would never want my son to learn that. Never. And I'm sure all of you have children, and are you, some of you, okay with lies and misrepresentation of the truth and cover-up and conspiracy theories thrown at you, the American public, as if we're stupid? I have never fallen for this president's lies because I know better. And I'm not judging anyone who believes him, but I can understand the facts, and I can interpret the facts, and I can see the facts. And I would choose Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer or any Democrat who is willing to abide by the Constitution and live by the rule of law in their decision making, and not having fits of rage in a White House, or condemning people, or firing people for your own convenience because they may compromise you. I will support someone who has integrity and morals, and who will make their decisions not for party but for country. And clearly this president and the GOP are not abiding by the laws, the rule of law, the Constitution. They are blindly pledging their loyalty to a corrupt president. And they're going to conduct a trial without any witnesses that Chuck Schumer wants to have in the trial. This trial is going to be a sham. And I heard on CNN and MSNBC, because I do not follow Fox, the channel of the president, Fox News, I do not follow. And one of the guests, a Harvard law professor, stated that if impeachment is decided in the House and Mitch McConnell is not going to abide by the request for these witnesses, then the professor at Harvard, the law professor, says that Chuck Schumer should not let the proceedings go to Senate until he gets a firm commitment that the witnesses will be allowed, because they are not going to, if they decide that impeachment is necessary, they're not going to have those articles of impeachment trampled on and disposed of by the Senate, who are not even lying. They're pledging their loyalty to the president. In my eyes, that is dirty politics. And I am shocked, because these politicians take an oath of office that they will honor the Constitution and represent the people. What we here have is a Republican Party that is not doing that, and they're pledging their loyalty to a corrupt president. And that is not what we want. Yet 50% of the population don't care. And they're going to vote for this corrupt president. And when they realize, when all the damage is done, when we have problems with our weather patterns because of a blind ignorance of climate change and global warming, or when we have lax rules regarding inspections. I heard on the news that the meat industry, the USDA, that is responsible for establishing inspections of the meats and produce, the Trump administration has curtailed those inspections, and I heard that the meats going out run the risk of carrying salmonella bacteria that are in these supermarkets being sold to the public. And those bacteria, because of the lax inspections under the Trump administration, may cause severe illness and possibly death. And this is the president you want running our country? You want this president who was mocked at the recent NATO meetings because of his behaviors and his lies that these world leaders can see, yet half of our population can't? And they don't even want to deal with this president. They don't want to deal with him at all. And what is going to happen of our country? He's going to ruin it. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. And he has hurt a lot of middle-class people. And I'm lower middle class, and I got hit hard with taxes. I got hit hard. And I don't make an adequate living, and I'm disabled. Yet I paid more taxes this year than I ever did in my life. even as a single person. And I'm married with dependents. And I think it's a disgrace. And I heard there are people who were hurt so bad that they're even filing tax returns with misstated information because of their tax burden. If Trump can get away with not presenting his tax returns because of probably misreporting of information to his benefit, then what kind of example is he setting for the country? And now this is going to go to the Supreme Court. And what precedent is that going to set? If the courts follow in his favor their decision, that will set a precedent that no president needs to report their taxes. And that is corruption at the highest levels. It's disgraceful. And I am outraged. And he does nothing about these high school students who go to school and are literally afraid that they may get shot. And today, I believe, or yesterday, was the 7-year anniversary of the school shootings, the elementary school shootings in Newton, Connecticut. Or Connecticut, I don't remember the town. With elementary school students murdered by a crazed gunman. Sandy Hook Elementary School. Disgusting. And the president does nothing about these shootings. It's disgraceful. I gotta go.